Michaels, no!
If you want to enter our new Xbox and PS5 giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment. We'll be picking a subscriber to win out of the comments. Professional wrestling, at its core, is really just another form of acting. The promos, your backstage segments, commentary, even the wrestling itself, it's a series of storytellers conveying their stories through various forms of acting. And there might be no greater guilty pleasure of mine than seeing some nonsense acting in movies, so it's only natural that when the wrestlers start running sloppy shops, whether it be behind a microphone or between the ropes, I'm having a pretty good day. I'm D Wicked from Watch WWE, and here's 10 WWE moments that were just way too dramatic. Number 10, Brie, please shut up. I don't mean to kick this list off with such disrespect to a woman by who all means seems lovely, but Brie Bella just is not great at acting. Maybe she can. Maybe if I watched Total Bellas, I'd see a totally different side of her acting prowess, and for all I know, the woman has range, but that range does not cover screaming. During Daniel Bryan's only ever feud while holding the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Kane of all people, how odd, Bryan and his wife were trying to leave the arena safely before being confronted by the big red monster. Horror movie cliche struck at its hardest when Bryan's car wouldn't start, because of course it wouldn't, and Kane made his attack. But the entire backstage scene, it's not only acted terribly by Brie Bella especially, she spends at least 80% of the segment doing just the worst screaming I've ever heard. Number 9, I wish you died in the womb. Jesus. Well, if I'm dogging on the Bellas and their bad acting, might as well hand y'all the twofer and get this disaster piece out of the way while I still have a little sanity. The Bellas had a feud with Stephanie McMahon, leading to Nikki turning heel on her sister, and was probably the worst thing to happen in all of 2014, and that year was the year of Ebola. It somehow delivered even worse than that and the aforementioned Brie shrieks. Number 8, the great fall of the game. So Triple H is a wrestler. That's pretty much been my assessment on his entire career. Besides being the Attitude Era's most consistent heel, he never struck me as particularly interesting between the ropes or with a microphone in hand, but I'll give Hunter Hearst Helmsley this: when he wants to be funny, dude can turn the comedy chops up to 11. We saw that on the first COVID-era SmackDown, where he played jokester commentator and one-off cameraman for a fantastic bit, and we especially saw it during the hilarious oversell by The Game. During commercials, wrestlers often like to mess around with a formula and pull out some stunts that you just can't see on television. You know, such as Triple H getting hit and doing a solid minute-long sell, trying desperately, flailing arms just to keep his balance, only to finally say, hey, you know what, Shawn? I'm good, and then end it in a flare flop. It's awesome. Number 7, the great fall of some jobber. Okay, so the Bludgeon Brothers definitely happened, right? Like, that's a team that existed. I didn't have a fever dream where 2/3 of the Wyatt family started prancing around with giant mallets, the Fiend uses a mallet. So anyways, during a match pitting Big Roan and Big Harper against Small Jobber, the little man gets brought up to get sent straight back down, but not before airing out a just ridiculous shriek, worse than Isaiah Cassidy's over in AEW once he hits the peak of the powerbomb. Listen, man, James Ellsworth made it clear that no one jobbers can act their way right into a role, but that's just not the way to do it.
Oh, no. Oh. Whoa! Oh! Good grief.
Number 6, oh yeah, that one stunned him. The Stone Cold Stunner will always be in contention for greatest finisher of all time, and there's no better man to take that move than Dwayne "The Rocky" Johnson. He was infamous for flopping around like a fish once his chin met Austin's shoulder, and apparently there's some legitimate backstory to the whole bizarreness of his sell, as Austin promised to buy Rocky certain amounts of beer based on how wild he would take the move. I've been making fun of most of these entries, but overdramatic really is not an automatic bad thing. It's just like overrated things can still be good, even if they're dramatic. And I'd be lying if I said The Rock's shotgun blasted away selling didn't add something to many a match's finish. Number 5, Hogan v Michaels. So basically, take the Rock's selling of the Stone Cold Stunner, but apply it to every single move of the match, and you have Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. Overdramatic isn't always a bad thing, and honestly, I still don't know if this was bueno or mal. On one hand, the match itself is sort of a disaster, with Shawn overselling Hulk's offense so much that it really doesn't resemble much of a pro wrestling match. On the other hand, he's so spectacularly overdramatic in certain spots, literally flipping over from simple punches, you just can't help but enjoy the nonsense.
You say Michaels needs to wrestle Hogan to the mat. I don't think that Michaels has the strength or the body weight to hold Hogan on the mat.
Number 4, Japanese commentary. I know. Watch WWE shouldn't be talking about other companies, let alone entire countries, but there's no other list that I think I could throw this in, and it's a travesty how few Americans know about the Japanese commentators. Listen, even if you don't mess with New Japan, its style, its lengthy matches, just throw one match on in the background and have the Japanese commentary enabled, and I dare you not to end up watching that match and being fully invested. There's just something about the Japanese language itself. It just allows for a level of passion to push through its words more than any other language, I think. Certainly more than you're gonna find in any other commentary booth. This is 100% overdramatic done perfectly, because while they're selling the ever-loving shit out of big spots and big matches, you cannot help but feel that raw energy pulsing through you. Number 3, Shawn visits the Upside Down, and while the Heartbreak Kid never stepped onto the set of Stranger Things, it seems he still found a way into the show's alternate dimension, or at least replicated its namesake, as he found himself all topsy-turvy during a match against Psycho Sid. And for a solid second, the man is straight up side down. Michaels comes off the top rope in a boot from Sid and flops onto his back before kicking off and managing to just seriously perfectly land on his head. And for the flash of a camera, Shawn Michaels is exactly as he was on the top rope moments prior, yet flipped perfectly 180, and I just can't get over how dopey this picture looks.
Gotta take a chance here, and he's going to.
Michaels! No!
Number 2, the world's strongest push. It's only natural that Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, would also possess the world's strongest pushing capabilities. I'm talking the kind of strength that the atmosphere can't even fully register at once and has to bring a delay to. You know, the old stagger backwards a few steps before the full force loads and hits you and then you get sent packing. Oh, it's a classic, and Mark has never done that move better than against Big Bad David Batista. Mark's on the outside of the ropes but pushes Batista towards the center of the ring, and that's right, folks. Instead of actually pushing him down, Batista at first just gets sent back multiple steps, and then the full impact of Mark's power loads, it strikes, and Batista is sent hurtling towards the mat below. It's just incredible.
Mark Henry, the world's strongest man.
And number 1, JTG. While Mark's push is so overpowered, Earth literally cannot process it at once. At least his strength is merely mortal. What Santino Marella does to his opponents, pulling out an actual Cobra, is borderline heinous, and no one got it worse than poor JTG. See, as terrible as it was that Santino used a real Cobra during his matches, at least he had professionals remove the venom so as to not cause legitimate injury and, death. But on this night, Santino forgot, and he ended up letting that Cobra sink its fangs into JTG and explode his body with toxins. You can see it. The second that snake hits his body, he begins convulsing, and after a quick pinfall, JTG was immediately rushed to the hospital where he was proclaimed dead. The end.
Catching the boot. Cobra strike. Oh, the venom. On target. Santino for the victory.
And those are the 10 most overdramatic WWE moments. Did I make the list at the end there? Let us know in the comments down below. After liking the video, subscribe to the channel, and leaving a comment. Oh, God. Every time I mess with the outro, I forget it. I kind of just want to leave it there.